All right, let's get back into it. So, like I told y'all before, I know I've been veering off from the relationship videos. We're gonna get back into it. We're gonna dip and dab back and forth, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm really in state of flow right now, so we're gonna do it like that. So, back on the relationship tip, let's begin with Aries and Pisces. Now, look, I have general readings for the majority of the signs or the combinations, not all of them, but for fire and water elements, I do. I'm gonna pop up these images, these thumbnails on the screen so you can actually see them. So if you scroll through the channel, the videos and stuff like that, you'll be able to find them easier. But there's definitely general videos for Aries and Pisces and Aries, vice versa. So in one video, I'm talking to the Pisces about Aries or what they should mean to them, the significant other, their lover, and then I got another one that does for Aries the same thing. And now again, this is just in general. So I do know that this is from prior experience on the channel that people do like forecasts as well for the signs. Well, okay, I know what's going on in general with us, but what do you got when it comes to the forecast right now or in the near future? So this is what this is going to be for Pisces and Aries. This is going to be forecasting what's going to be going on for the next couple of weeks. I'd say within the next 2 weeks span. So I'm also going to pop up now a diagram of an ephemeris screenshot. If you don't know what an ephemeris is, please look it up. Google ephemeris with a PH and find out what that is. Go to astrodience.com if you possibly can. Yes, astrodience.com. That is where I get my ephemerises from. Just locate or search the year of the ephemeris and it will give you the ability to download that. And what you'll see is a calendar, pretty much calculator as well, of where the planets are, was, and will be in accordance with the signs. So what this does is it enables people to predict what type of energy, temperatures, and behaviors that can be foreseen. So let's get into it, right? So starting off with, all right, so let's talk about the sun, right? The sun right now is in Leo when you're watching this in the year 2022. So for Pisces, that's the 6th house in the solar calendar, which is relative to the horoscope that we read every day in the newspapers. For those of you that do, or you get your online companies who send you emails with your horoscope. And we look at it from that point of view. And for Aries, sun being in Leo means it's in their 5th house. So this is something that I mention often when I speak about Pisces and Aries relationships, is that Pisces is one step ahead of the Aries, which gives them an ability to give proper advice. All right. Does it always work 100%? I'll let you be the judge of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. So like I mentioned, the sun is in the 6th house for Pisces. The sun is in the 5th house for Aries, right? So what does this mean? This means that the light is being shined on health, routine, pets, ailments as well, like chronic illnesses or, things of that nature is going to be nudging the Pisces significant other or lover to say what's going on. And I can attest to this. I am living proof that most of my purchases, I believe Venus is in Leo right now as well. We're going to get to that in a minute, but it's definite. I've definitely had the intuitive nudges about what's going on with my health, doing a health check. I'm real amped up about getting back into working out like I used to and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I can trust me when I tell you there's all types of organics and fruits and like my fruit and vegetable drawer is full and all of the rest of it. Like there's nothing else in this motherfucker. Like and I'm being for real. It's just not for satire or to jerk your fucking chain or whatever. Like I'm serious. So that's what the light is being shown on. That's where the focus and the concentration is for the Pisces who's in this relationship. Now, for the Aries, it might be a more playful energy. It might be a more speculative matter based upon whether they want to gamble with romance. You understand what I'm saying? So you might have the hots for somebody, and when it comes to Pisces in particular, it can be mildly beneficial. All right. Listen to what I'm saying. Mildly beneficial. It doesn't mean it's going to be over the top and you're like clicking like Dorothy Hills and it's just, serenading roses and boats in Italy and shit like that. It's not going to be all of that. It's going to be mildly beneficial to you, should you look at it in that manner. Now, I gave you the heads up, if your Pisces is not dipping into their health and being conscious of that, and this deals with mental health as well, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, the sixth house is naturally ruled by Virgo, so if there's any anxiety going on with this Pisces person, if there's any, I'm gonna just keep it at anxiety because that seems to be the word, or insomnia going on with your Pisces, then you need to pull that coat and be like, yo, you should get more sleep, this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? You're doing too much right now. But that can rub the Aries individual wrong or make them irritable when they want to be more playful and have more fun and, maybe even go out, go on dates and stuff like that. If, the Pisces may just be more into trying to get a routine down and it may be work related as well, right? So you can see some type of discrepancies, or like I said, if you work it out, right? If you work it out, a date is a date. It doesn't mean the whole day. It doesn't mean the whole week. It does. Hey, you put some time to the side so we can get together and do X, Y, and Z. Maybe go to a basketball game, whatever the case may be, and just spend a little time together. You can go right back to what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because that can also amplify and better the health of the Pisces individual. Because work-life balance. When you're doing too much, as that Virgo energy does sometimes, works overtime, then there's no work-life balance going on there. You know what I mean? So that can really help the Pisces if that particular date takes place a day or two at a time. Now, the sun is also going to go into the sign of Virgo, which means that the light is going to be turned on in Pisces' 7th house of relationships, business, personal. I'd say business because that's my preference, but you can do it how you like to do it. You know what I mean? Public affairs as well. How do y'all look in public? You know what I'm saying? Who's doing the courting? Are you doing any type of courtship? If it's not with you, Aries, then Aries, you need to be, and I'm not saying to pop off on a Pisces or whatever the case may be, but there's something to take into consideration. You know what I'm saying? They might got another person. You know what I'm saying? And that might be the time that that might be the person that they're taking out on their arm with them. You might be the side piece or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but this is something to take into consideration. I wouldn't tell you to assume, but talk about these matters, because more than anything, it'll behoove you, because the sun is going to be in the 6th house for you, which Pisces had just left, right? So they're going to know all about that, going through the mental anguish or whatever it is that they were facing to better themselves, hopefully, right? And then you land in there when they leave on to the next house. So now you got to deal with the mental health. You are going to, or at least the light is going to be shined on it. The focus and the concentration, no matter how you try to duck and dodge it, is going to be there. You're going to be thinking about your health more. You're going to be thinking about conscious reasoning more. You're going to be thinking about work behaviors and environments more as well. You're going to be thinking about where you're working at right now. Should I stay? Should I go? Is this where I belong, or is this temporary? How's the environment that I work in? How does it make me feel? Is it giving me giving me intuitive nudges in my gut that's saying something ain't right about this, or does it feel right at home? Is this comfortable for me or for you, Aries? You know what I'm saying? And these are things that you might want to discuss, perhaps, with the Pisces. But again, that would come into a work-life balance as well, such as the situation that y'all had just prior left, because they're in relationship mode. Pisces is in relationship mode. Now, I can't tell you whether it's going to be business or personal for them. You know what I mean? Because there's a difference between the 5th and the 7th house. The 7th house is about serious relationships. It's not about the playing and the fun and let's go here, let's go there, let's go spend, let's go wine and dine and all that. That's not what the Pisces energy is going to be on in the 7th house. It's going to be about solidifying something, having a relationship that balances things out, not just one grand slam, great time, wham, bam, thank you, man, mister, whatever the case may be, and then go back to each other's corners. There's going to be more of a serious notion when it comes to that Pisces individual. So that's something to take heed of, Aries. Now, let's get to the next planet, which is Mercury. Mercury is in Pisces, which is the 7th house. So at this moment, in this very moment of time, the Pisces is already thinking about relationships on a serious level, whether it's business or personal, right? So let's say y'all together already, y'all dating, y'all doing things, whatever the case may be, It might have been fun and games and all that, and you might notice a little shift in the Pisces because they're being more serious now. Their thoughts are being more serious about relationships, and they're learning at the same time. They're learning about relationships. They're learning what it really means to them and how it balances things out. And if it doesn't balance out, they're going to know about it because Mercury already left their sixth house when they was thinking about health. And you know what I mean? This is the mental processing. It already left that stage. So now they figured out like, okay, well, I know where my health is at mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So now I'm in the relationship area. If this person doesn't match my fly, or if they don't, tickle me Elmo, so to speak, whatever the case may be, I already know this shit ain't vibrating right. I'm sticking to the script of looking for a relationship that balances it out. And sometimes it just be work, sometimes it just be corporate, but whatever it is, that Pisces will be latching on to that. Aries, on the other hand, is going to be in your sixth house, right? Aries is going to be in your Virgo. So Aries, you've already been thinking about mental health. You've already been thinking about physical health. And that's where you're at right now. You've also been thinking about the work environment. So remember, the light is going to be turned on eventually. But it's good that you're thinking about it now that Mercury is so close behind the sun, because once Mercury gets to the next house, you're going to be prepared to deal with relationships better because you should be working on your health right now. All right? Your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, all of that, your work environment. Is this what you should be doing? Is this not what you should be doing? Are you just around for a little while? Because you got to think about it. That's Aries, fast energy. You're in a mutable house with your thoughts. So they're like firing all over the place. You got to get it under control. You know what I mean? You got to get it under control so that you'll be good for this Pisces individual, or at least, and I mean not just in a way that is in their best interest. It means even if you got to refrain from them and let them go, or let them do something, whatever it is that they got to do, so you maintain your health and you get better at relationships, then that's what's going to be on the table. Let's get to the next planet, which is the planet Mars. So Mars is going to be in Taurus, which is Pisces' third house and Aries' second house. So for Aries, it's going to be on the money. Taking action to make the money. Taking action to also adorn oneself with the finer things in life. The fragrances, the smell goods, the beautifications and stuff like that. Makeup if you do it. You know what I mean? Push up bras. Push the tits up. I don't know. Guys, what do you do? I don't know. You're getting your hair cut. You're getting you're taking the dreads off. What are you doing? This is the stuff that you're doing with Aries. Is got Mars inside of the sign of Taurus. They also may be a gradual process at this point, so they may rise some frustration because you can't get something done immediately. For those who have, well, Aries more over for you. You might not have the patience to practice patience. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh man, especially when it comes to the money, you're like, man, listen, I got shit to do. You know what I mean? And for Pisces is going to be more communicative, taking action to communicate, but at the same time, it may not be as swift as the Aries would appreciate it or like it to be. You know what I mean? Because again, it's a gradual sign and there might be some method behind it. So you two might think that you're playing games with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, why you take so long to respond to the email? Why you take so long to respond to the text? Why you take so long to call me? And it does happen eventually, but it's just like, yo, you're dragging it out. And another time you're not like this and like that. Yo, a lot of people break up and just be wilding out on each other behind shit like this when it all be transits, yo. Like I'm expressing, this is a transit. You know what I'm saying? Mars, the planet of action, which is moreover swift than not, is in a gradual sign. So there can be some irritation there because of that, and this can be between both of you, but more along the lines of communication with Pisces and more along the lines of that money, that paper. When it comes to Aries, like, yo, what's up with the money? This shit slowing my shit up and and it just may not be moving as fast as Aries would like. So I would advise to do some planning and preparation while Mars is in Taurus, Aries, so that when it gets to Gemini, which is going to happen soon, it'll be in your third house. Things will be moving much more quicker then, and you can be more agile with it. It'll be in a mutable house, quick pace picks up, you know what I mean? Your ideas get the firing off, and you'll be making moves. It'll be a lot of movement around that. You might even want to get physical with your hands and do some touching and stuff, grab some tits, whatever, you know. I don't know. Males do what you, I mean, females do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And then for Pisces, when Mars gets into the 4th house, they're going to be wanting to be home more. Point blank period. They're going to be doing some working from home. So you can see where there might be a little quarrel here, because Aries will be wanting to be out and about on the town, taking trips, maybe little getaways on the weekend, because Mars will be in Gemini. But Pisces is going to want to be home. You know what I mean? 4th house is home. Or if not home, making moves because they're not secure. And they may even be secure. They may even have enough to feel content, and they still feel irritated, because it's like not only the sign of Gemini where the thoughts are firing off, but also in the 4th house, which Cancer naturally rules over. So now they got this irritable stomach nudge to where they're like, man, fuck that. I got to get out and get more, because that's just how I'm feeling. Like, that's just how I'm on it. The action planet is here. My future, my nest egg, I'm thinking about later on. You know what I'm saying? Instead of living in the moment and enjoying what they have. Now, this is potentiality. This doesn't mean this is necessarily going to be so, but you can be prepared to experience something like this, Aries, with your Pisces partner. Should I get into the... All right, so now I'm going to talk about the 2 transitional planets. I'm not going to talk about the generational planets. That's a bit much. But I am going to talk about the transitional planets, which is Jupiter and Saturn. So be mindful that when I speak about these planets, that they are going to be doing what they're meant to do, which is move these people from one point to another, not to remain the same. And if there is some remaining of the same, then they're bound to repeat same experiences or loops of behavior that they have been accustomed to before. And perhaps they need to learn another lesson. Who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just letting you know, if it happens to be that way and you feel like you've been there before, don't say I didn't tell you. So for Jupiter, which is in retrograde right now, it's going to be in Pisces 2nd house, right? Because it's going to be in the sign of Aries. Jupiter's in Aries right now, so that's Pisces 2nd house, and that's Aries 1st house. Aries, Jupiter is looking to get you to expand, but not based on the attachment of a significant other, of someone, but definitely not your significant other. Jupiter is trying to get you to expand in a way that connects others to you based upon you being you. And I mean really you. Authentically, genuinely you. And if you notice that there's no expansion, when I say expansion, and you notice that there's not more and more people connecting to you, vibing with you, finding you based upon what it is that you do when you show up, then you know you need work to do. You have some work to do, and it's going to be in retrograde, so you're going to remember some things that you initiated before that you may have not followed through on, and you might even question yourself like, damn, what happened to that? I was so into that at the moment, and I don't give a fuck no more, but now it's on my mind, and I'm like, damn. So you're going to have to question yourself and have a serious conversation with yourself and say, was that really just me, or did I get excited about doing something and jumped into it without much thought, and now the universe is saying, yo, did you forget about this shit? Like, what's going on? But make that decision moving forward so people can know, they ain't fucking with that. That was just something that they did for fun, or they just got excited about. But people need to know. If they don't know for real, and you have to repeat this many and many times over again, they might think you frauding. Straight up. They're going to be like, well, what's the real them? And this is important for your transition when it comes to expansion, because people are not going to be able to latch on to you if they don't know the real you. All right. Now, your significant other is going to be looking at this as well. Like, what is the real you? But not necessarily for them. it's going to be for you. Because if you express to this person, yo, I feel like this, or I feel down, I feel lacking this, I feel any area of lack or discomfort, and at this time you don't snatch up the opportunities that assist you in catapulting you to what it is that you said, that you swore that you was going to do, and this, that, and the third, your significant other is going to be watching. They're going to be watching, and then your significant other is a Pisces, so Jupiter's going to be in their second house, which means they're going to get back to their money. They're going to get back to their money and be like, look, listen, you got some things that you need to work out as an individual, and it's just going to be more of tough love than it is going to be anything that's trying to degrade you or put you down, right? Because their materialistic attitude is on the line at this point. So it's like, if they pay too much attention to you, then they're going to drop the ball when it comes to bettering themselves, adorning themselves. And it's not even more of an adorning thing with your Pisces at this moment, because we're not talking about Venus. We're talking about the greater benefit, which is going to be dealing with their expansion. How are they going to transition when it comes to finances, right? So it might be the behavior of managing money, as to saying, well, before, because remember, it's in retrograde for both of y'all. So for the Pisces, it might be, okay, when I got this bag last time, I fucked it up because my eyes got bigger than my stomach, so to speak, figuratively, and that could be in different areas of life, right? So this time around, less is more is less. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna practice this behavior so that I can transition in another area, another bracket when it comes to finances and materialistic attitude. This Pisces may not care about how they're dressing and stuff like that, because that's not going to be important anymore. It's going to be more about money, making money, and connecting with people who are also in the area of making money that can help them. And they will also come across things that they've began before and get to look back at now and be like, well, it's time to follow through with that. You know what I mean? And both of you are going to be all to yourself when it comes to Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? The bigger picture, the expansion, the where will I be down the line? You know what I mean? And yeah, it might even be more of a thoughtful process than it is one of taking action, because Jupiter is going to be in retrograde. Therefore, introspection is going to be heavy. And when it comes to Saturn, Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius, which is the 12th house for Pisces, and this is the 11th house for Aries. The Pisces significant other is going to be doing a lot of behind the scenes work. Whether you're privy to that or not, Aries, is going to depend on whether you're really their friend. And, some relationships, friends can't be lovers, lovers can't be friends, and others they can. Some of the best friends make the greatest lovers, If it's somewhere along the lines of being in a group that you do something together that makes life better in some sort of way, this can be beneficial to the both of you. At the same time, if Aries, if you feel that the Pisces should be seen more visible, more along the lines of confidential information, or not even just that, right? But along the lines of what it is that they're thinking mostly, then this can irritate the Pisces, because the Pisces wants to feel more at home right now. The Pisces wants to feel more in an area where they can isolate and they don't have to feel guilty about doing that. You understand? Because there's a lot of work that needs to be done based upon responsibility. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It doesn't have anything to do with their family. It really has more to deal with probably something that's going on another part of the world. And I know that may be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm serious. It means just that the 12th house rules over foreign lands. So if you see look, prime example, right? I just did a video for someone who is in Africa. And I gave a shout out to people in Denmark, New Zealand. These are other parts of the world. You understand what I'm saying? So 12th house rules over foreign lands. So this is what I mean. It's like sometimes you got to put things on the back burner when it comes to doing the work. Saturn is about the work, the hard work that rewards largely, but the lesson. So it may not be visible. The reward may not be visible or tangible now. It may not be an external reward. This is something that the Pisces is going to be feeling rewarded within, internally, spiritually, 12th house stuff. You understand? A lot of charity work going on behind the scenes. So they might even be in their astrology rules over the 12th house as well. It rules over Aquarius rules, not over the 12th house, excuse me. Aquarius rules over astrology. So Pisces can do a lot of work with that. And they may be on their social networks a lot because it rules over electronics. So they might be in their, their Snapchats and, their OnlyFans and all that, doing all kind of shit. Yeah, I'm just being real with you, you know what I'm saying? So if you into that, Aries, or if y'all are into that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you hints so you won't be out in the cold and not knowing why this Pisces is being so secretive and moving like the way that they moving. You got Big Saturn over there, Big Daddy over there in their 12th transit in their 12th house. You know what I mean? And I believe it's in retrograde right now. I didn't look at it, but I do believe so. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. And if it is, even more, they're going to be looking at things that they began and stuff like that. Now, Aries for you, it's 11th house for you. It's going to be more along the lines, of your friendships, your the groups that help you bring your dreams and wishes into fruition. And if you notice that something about your higher self, higher cognitive abilities is suffering, then it might be because you don't have enough friends, that you need more friends. And I'm not saying you need 1,000 of them, but you just need some significant ones that are truly friends. And who are friends? Not acquaintances, not people that know you because they're in the neighborhood or you see them, you get on the same bus together at the same time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who help you do the things that you want to do in life so you don't feel like you're just existing. People need those type of people in their life. This does not mean that they have to call you 24/7. This does not mean, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that. It means, hey, when they call you, it's like, when they say, oh, people only call me when they need me. Yeah, those are friends. Yo, I'm not going to call anybody else. That's why I'm fucking calling you. Because I know you are my friend. Other than that, I'm all right. I'm good. How am I good? Because you helped me be good throughout our childhood years and we built up into adults and all that. You're the reason why I'm good. So yeah, when I'm not talking to you, I'm good. But if I need anybody, it's going to be you. You need those people in your life, Aries. And this is a perfect time for you to do work with those people because your Pisces significant other is going to be in the background more than likely doing their 12th house 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might be threatened by the privacy that this Pisces is keeping when it comes to work at this time. But it's something that you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to deal with it for a significant amount of time because Saturn is not leaving Aquarius until... Saturn's not fucking leaving Aquarius for a while, all right? We might be talking about next year. I'm not even going to go through it, but Saturn is in retrograde. So, again, they're going to be going back on things that they've been working on before that they had to put down because Saturn is also an energy of refraining and delay. So it's going to be very important that both of you get back to what it was that you were doing that got put on the back burner to where it was just like you may have thought this whole thing came to a halt because it shouldn't be done or it should be over, but it's just like, no, other things had to happen. You had to experience other things in the meantime in order for it all to make sense. And then you'll get rewarded for continuing to do the work. Okay, I did leave Venus out, and that wasn't cool. So here it goes. You know what I'm saying? Venus inside of Leo for Aries and Pisces. For Pisces is in the 6th house. Aries is in the 5th house. Now, I mentioned dating before, right? So dating in the 6th house, it's going to be possible for y'all. Like, y'all could really actually have some fun if y'all go out on a couple of dates within the next 2 weeks. Venus will be there for the rest of the month. You know what I'm saying? So that Leo energy of having fun, being jovial, upbeat, expressing matters of the heart, you know what I mean? It's there in a way that speaks harmonious. So there shouldn't be any quarrels or disagreements and stuff like that. Like I said, these two signs are within 30 degrees of each other, so it'll be mildly beneficial for you to do these things. Now, the one and only thing I'd say to be cautious of is over expenditures when it comes to Venus being inside of Leo, because there can be some grandstanding here. even if it's in, or even more related to romantic measures, because they're trying to boast or impress one another. You know what I'm saying? Might even try to get one up on the other one, with the egos being involved with Leo energy. You understand what I'm saying? It's possible, yeah, with two people that like each other, yeah, they could fuck around and do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Buy bigger ice cream cones than the other one and shit like that. But it's still nonetheless a good time to actually get that type of energy, or spend some time with each other harmoniously. It get tricky with Venus because of the two houses that they're in for the two of you, to where the Pisces might feel like the date is a task, when the Aries will be more authentic in expressing the love and the like. Even maybe not be love, but the like, you know what I'm saying? The harmony, the compatibility. The Aries will come off as more authentic than the Pisces would at this time, because the Pisces is going to be looking at it in a discriminative type of way. Eyes on the Aries, like watching the every move. What are you doing? What are you saying? I know what you mean by that. It might get a little testy, you know what I'm saying? It might get a little feisty in there. But nonetheless, it won't get to the point where it gets eruptive. You know what I'm saying? At least you'll find out some things about each other that will be detected. It won't be hidden. You understand what I'm saying? The Leo energy just won't allow it to happen. You got the planet of interaction there. There's really no avoiding it or going around it. So yeah, keep that in mind. For like if y'all are together as an item that makes decisions together, I would say be mindful of, I would say the Pisces should take more precaution, and I could tell you this firsthand, because with Venus being inside of Leo, I did a lot of shopping on things that didn't necessarily have to be bought at this time. You know what I'm saying? I think Mars being in Taurus has a lot to do with it. The touchy feel five senses, like I spent money on fabrics and stuff like that, and put down money on fragrances and oils and shit like that. And it's just like, yo, when I stepped back and looked at the total ephemeris forecast for myself, I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it wasn't supposed to go down like that. So I let something get the best of me, whether it was anxiety or excitement, and having some money. I just let it get the best of me. You know what I'm saying? So you, the significant other, you're paying attention to this. You might want to pull a person by the coattails and say, yo, look, you sure you need that right now? Do you even have the energy to tend to all of that? Because I'm going to keep it official with you. I don't have the energy to tend to all of that right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to be watchful over. But at the same time, there's a flip side to that too, because naturally, and it's kind of backwards, right? Because Venus falls in the sign of Virgo, and although Leo is not Virgo, it's in the sixth house, which Virgo naturally rules over. And in the Western world, when planets fall, got this from KRS, by the way, give credit when it's due. In the Western world, when planets fall inside of areas, they actually fare better because of this saturation with materialistic items in the West. So, you know, who knows? And I might turn a profit just because of that, because I got so much materials and stuff now, right? So these are just things that you can be on the lookout for. Children, if you got kids, you're going to have a ball. Y'all go out, take the kids. This could, brighten up the arena a lot more, right? When children are involved and stuff like that. So that could be fun. Even the pets, because sixth house Pisces might have a pet, some fish, a dog, cat, something like that. You could take the cats and dogs out on walks and runs and stuff like that. Go on a health jog, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I mean? So, this is a bunch of, I don't seem too interested, right? But nah, I am. It's cute. You know what I'm saying? It's cute. It sounds fucking mushy, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's a time for everything, and this is that time for you to really do that type of stuff while you have a window period, should I say, to get that type of shit off, and it'll be harmonious world. So now that brings this to a close. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm out. And that's the forecast for Pisces and Aries. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know what I'm saying? Get in the comment section if you got some, if you can confirm this, if you can deny this, you know? And I'm out.